What's going on, everybody, and welcome back to Comic Breakdown. In this video, we are jumping into Immoral X-Men issue number 1. This will be part 4 of Sins of Sinister. And this issue number 1 is going to be closing out the 10-year mark, with Sins of Sinister spanning over 1,000 years. Sinister has taken over everything. 10 years have passed by. The Quiet Council is sinister. The world is sinister. But some of Sinister's plans have gone awry. Sinister, unable to reset the timeline without his lab full of Moira clones, he finds himself stranded in this hell of his own making, where he is unable to reset the timeline and fix the small mistakes that he made initially. Now, be sure to subscribe to the channel, make sure that you like this video, and with that being said, let's dive into this breakdown. Alright gang, so as we dive into this issue, we are picking up in New Essex. This is 10 years in the future. The world has been taken over, and there are still small groups of individuals like Nick Fury that are trying to fight back. We see them on this evening planning an operation. They plan to put in a virus that would bring down the entire Cerebro satellite system. They believe that this is their best way to really forging a new resistance ever since Orcus was taken off the board. As our team heads out, they all jump out the window. Jumping out the window, they all fall down to the ground. They fall to their death. Just like that, Nick Fury and his team are done for. That is what takes us over to Krakowa. We have the sinister Charles Xavier that just took them out. This is what individuals like Charles and Emma have been up to. They use their powers and abilities to take down these cells. But what we do see is that Sinister let them keep a little bit of their personalities. This is something that he is now regretting but cannot reverse. Because while they may be sinister, there are still very much remnants of the people that they used to be. For example, Charles Xavier, he finds doing all of this killing of these terrorist cells, he finds it a little bit immoral. He finds this hard to do. He wants the dream to be real, that they must perform these acts to ensure the safety of the dream. But more than anything, Charles wants them to submit. He doesn't want to have to kill all of these people just to get everybody on board. He wishes that everybody would just come to the dream. While Emma Frost, on the other hand, she has no problem killing all of these cells. In fact, she enjoys doing this work. Now, as these two have a conversation with Charles saying that he wished Magneto was here, only so that he could finally realize that Charles was right and he was wrong. With them being interrupted by Hope, saying that they need to have a quiet council meeting. That is when Emma Frost psychic projects everybody to the quiet council room. And in this quiet council meeting, this is where we really see that their personalities are still there. For example, Exodus, he is very much still a believer in Hope. Even though she is a sinister, he still believes her to be the Messiah. While Hope, on the other hand, she has taken the path of Cable, even going as far as getting a cybernetic hand that has a grenade and a gun inside of it. But with this quiet council meeting, they are talking about the prospects, about the future of Krakowa and mutant kind. The problem is, they rule Earth. They are growing even more powerful, and the galaxy is beginning to notice. They are theorizing that within 1 to 10 years, they are gonna see a galactic war. Most likely, this is gonna be by proxy, but within 10 to 30 years, it is undeniable that one of the empires in space, they are going to declare war. After 30 years, if they are still standing, they are an undeniable threat. More than likely, there will be a super alliance. 2 major powers will join up with them, possibly the Kree and the Skrull, maybe even the Shi'ar Empire. But Hope isn't sure that they can make it to that 30-year mark. In fact, she is theorizing that they don't make it past year 17 unless they do something drastic. Her conclusion: they need bigger guns. They need bigger weapons. With Sinister heading back to his secret laboratory, his second secret laboratory. When he arrives here, there is another Sinister waiting to have a conversation, asking who is he and where is he. Now, Sinister created this clone of himself just to have a conversation. He needs somebody to bounce ideas off. The more he talks this through, the more he will find an answer. He will find a conclusion to what he is trying to figure out. Not being able to trust anybody or anything, he created himself. And so these two, they have a talk. The biggest problem: his secret laboratory had been stolen. He needs his Moiras back so that he can reset this timeline and fix the issues that he has come across so far. And of course, he's tried the obvious techniques and came up with nothing. And while he may be ruler of the world, he is still answering to a quiet council, even if that quiet council is made up of himself. He also worries that they may find out about the Moiras, that once they realize the Moira engines exist, they will all be trying to come for it. There is also a trigger failsafe, a psychic inferno that he is going to use to kill all Sinisters. This would kill anybody that is not him. The only problem: this failsafe is also in the secret lab with the Moiras. So even if he wanted to kill everybody and then just start from scratch, he doesn't have that capability until he finds his lab. And so now he needs to try and reinstate control. A gene update, saying that the override will be Beast's doing, but also believing that there is not a day that he is unable to beat Beast, that he will confer with Dark Beast for his perspective. But Dark Beast's head is in the secret lab, so a manual reinsertion of the control protocol is his only option, though it may be a big risk. With him being done with this conversation, he clicks a button and we see this Sinister begin to melt down because he trusts nobody, especially himself. This is where we see Sinister sneaking his way into Emma Frost's room at night, getting ready to inject something into her neck. We see that the needle breaks on her neck. This wakes her up, and he finds himself very much confused. The truth is, Emma Frost has been sleeping in diamond form for a very long time for so many different reasons. More specifically, for individuals like Sinister who think they can come in and just end Emma Frost. You see, she keeps a little mastermind up all night on a cocktail of amphetamines, making sure that she stays invulnerable, making sure that nobody recognizes her in her diamond form. Sinister, recognizing that he messed up, he opens up a portal and he gets out of here. Emma Frost getting the Quiet Council assembled. They are about to go on a hunt. And it doesn't take long for Emma Frost to find exactly where Sinister is hiding. Being able to get a surface scan of where he went before he left, she knew the exact location. That is where Sinister pulls out a gun with the combination of both Cypher and Banshee. This is supposed to read the frequency of Diamond and find the frequency on which it could absolutely obliterate it. Shooting this gun at Emma Frost, we see her arm completely disintegrate. And while this is a huge feat just in itself, this is where we see Emma, she pulls out her Logan patch, something that they had created just in case they lost a limb or needed to repair a missing limb or something of that nature. Putting this Logan patch on, we see her arm, it comes back. This is where he brings out his Chimera. Like Nightcrawler, Scott makes a wonderful genetic base for additions. But when these Chimera come out, they are facing against Emma Frost. All of the Chimera, they begin to turn on one another. Emma Frost making them do this. Sinister really thought that he could pull one over on her, grabbing a chain and wrapping it around the throat of Sinister. She is getting ready to end him right here and right now. with Sinister trying to say that this is just the start, that she doesn't understand all of these Sinisters are gonna turn on one another. The truth is, Emma already knows this. Sinister may have made everybody him, but they're not stupid. They know that in the long run, there can only be one. But Sinister also says that they both need each other, that if you want to win a war, he has a weapon to do so. Being able to press a button, we see the next evolution of Chimera. This is the next generation. 5 mutant gifts in one body. And while it's going to take him some time, he will be able to craft genetic weapons no one has ever seen before. If they plan on facing against all of the empires that are in space, they are going to need him. They are going to need his weapons. With this being a relatively convincing case to keep him alive, Emma says, why not? Let's keep you alive at least for the time being. But she wants him to beg, with Sinister begging for his life. She gets in contact with the Quiet Council, bringing everybody into the Psychic Council meeting. They are going to forgive his indiscretions in lieu of his past, present, and future services to the cause of them being the best. With everybody in agreement, Sinister has saved his life at least for now. With Emma Frost saying that Krakowa needs you just for now. They rule the world, but the standard we is about to go out of fashion very soon, leaving the royal we forever. And that will be the end of this issue. So let me know what you guys think down in the comments. Yet again, Emma Frost coming out and showing why she is the baddest of bad. A sinister Emma Frost is probably one of the most dangerous things to ever walk the planet. And Sinister is now recognizing all of his mistakes. He gave them too much personality. He gave them too much free will. More than likely, this is because of his ego, because of his arrogance, that he decided to allow them to still be a piece of them. But also fearing that if they were too sinister, then they would all be coming for him regardless. He has yet to find the delicate balance between sinister and having other people attached to that name. And now he doesn't have the opportunity to go back and try again. So he is stuck here dealing with them. Now, instead of trying to manipulate the Quiet Council, he is trying to manipulate everything to include the Quiet Council that is made up of people that are genetically very close to him. If anything, Sinister has only made his job so much harder on trying to take over everything, because even with Sinister taking over the world, he is still not in charge. There are still others that are pulling the strings, and after his failed attempt at killing Emma Frost, the entire council now has his number. They are going to be keeping close tabs on him. They are going to be watching every single move that he makes. Sinister's only hope at this point, I think, is going to be teaming up with his other sinister counterparts. Whether it be Stellaris or Mother Righteous, with Dr. Stasis already taken out of the field. With not having his Moira backups, he is finding himself in a corner. Very limited, and more than likely going to have to reach out to enemies that he needs to now make allies. If he has any hopes in saving everything, if he has any hopes in going back in time so that he can restart. But that's gonna be a reach as well. Stellaris doesn't want to restart everything. Mother Righteous is kinda working with him on all of this. So I am very excited to see how the next 90 years are going to transpire, with our next issue jumping us to the 100-year mark with Nightcrawler's issue number 2. Let me know what you guys think. Let me know your thoughts. Let me know your theories. If you would like to get completely caught up on everything going on with this series, be sure to check out the link in my description as well as the top of this video. It is going to get you completely caught up on everything going on with Sins of Sinister. If you would like to support the channel, you can always do so by joining the channel membership. Much like Patreon, having 5 different tiers, from $1 to $50. From loyalty badges to getting comics every single month. Not only does this help out the channel tremendously, but you are getting tons of perks in the process. Now, if you are unable to do any of that, do me a favor, subscribe to the channel, like this video, hit that notification bell, and with that being said, until the next breakdown.